Okay, so today we are talking about reflexive verbs. These are things that you've seen around and you've asked me about all year, and I said we'd be getting to that, and here we are. So reflexive verbs are when you see the word say at the end, or the pronoun say at the end of a verb. So like ducharse, bañarse, afeitarse, etc. First, I'm going to show you how to conjugate them, and then we'll talk about when to use them. So, here's how you conjugate it. The first thing you should do is pretend that this say isn't even there. Pretend it's not even there. And then what do you got? You have a very simple, just AR verb. So let's just conjugate it. Let's start with duchar. So we'll do, which is to shower. Ducho. Duchas, ducha, duchamos, ducháis, and duchan. Now, however, because this is reflexive and we do have that say at the end, we need to put the reflexive pronoun in. So we're going to conjugate it like this. Me ducho, te duchas, se ducha, nos duchamos, os ducháis, and se duchan. Now, I conjugated this in the present tense. However, you can conjugate it in any tense. So I could say me duche if I wanted to use preterite. Me duchaste, te duchaste, etc. I could conjugate this, etc. I could conjugate this in the imperfect. I could say me duchaba. Hopefully you don't say I used to shower. I could say te duchabas, etc. I can conjugate it in any tense. The tense doesn't matter. Okay? It's a reflexive verb, and that's how we conjugate it. Very, very simple. Now, the other thing to remember is that just like with the dops and idops, I can attach this to an infinitive or a progressive. So I could say either me voy a duchar, for I am going to shower, or I can say voy a ducharme, I'm going to take a shower. Pretty easy, right? Great. Just like the dops and the idops. Now, when do we use the reflexive verbs? Okay? Well, in your book it only talks about one time that you use them, and that's say self. These are verbs that you do to oneself. So take a shower, take a bath, shave oneself, comb one's hair, etc. They're things that you do to yourself, and that's why we saved this for the personal care vocab chapter. But I am going to give you a few of the other times that you use them, so when you see those verbs, it makes sense to you. Okay? Another time you're going to use this is what I call, just in quotes, I'm going to put getting. So these are verbs, when you see verbs like aburrirse, where you're not going to bore oneself, right? Hopefully not. Okay, aburrirse. It's when you want to say, like, I'm getting bored. Or cansarse, I'm getting tired. Okay? Or despertarse, I'm getting up. You know when you wake up in the morning, say, me despierto. Okay, I'm waking up. Okay? Oops. I wrote despierto. Okay? Despertarse, etc. Okay? Another one that you've seen from a previous chapter is what I like to call is reciprocal. Okay? And that's just a fancy word to say each other. So when we use words like abrazarse, to hug each other, pelearse, to fight with each other, etc. And the fourth one is idiomatic. Do you guys know what idiomatic means? It means it is because it is. That's just it. There's no rhyme or reason to it. It's just the way people talk. That's how it is. Okay? So now let's look at some examples. All right. This is the picture that you guys have at the back of the packet that I asked you guys to take the other day. Okay? And let's take a look at what's going on in some of these frames here. So right here, our friend is dancing with, yikes, she kind of looks like Dee Dee Pickles from Rugrats there, doesn't she? So he's out dancing, and then he says goodbye to her. You guys know the word for to say goodbye to? That's a reflexive verb as well, because you do it to each other. So that kind of falls into that one. Right now, the verb is despedirse. So, se despide. Se despide a las, what time is that, 11:30? A las 11:30. Okay, let's take a look in the second panel. Looks like he's taking his clothes off to get ready to go to bed. So the verb we use for that is quitarse la ropa. Oops, quitarse. So we're going to say se quita la ropa. Okay. And moving along there, he is washing his face. Let's get that out of there. So we're going to say in panel 3, se lava, lavarse, se lava la cara. You know where you see this is when you go into restaurants or other public places and you see se lava los manos. Las manos. That's where you see that a lot. In the fourth panel, it looks like he puts himself to bed. That verb is acostarse. And we're going to say, it's an OUE verb, so we're going to say se acuesta. ¿Y a qué hora se acuesta? Acuesta a las 12:30. A las 12:30. And again, I could put this in the preterite too. I could say se acostó. I can make it just that easy. Okay, let's erase that. Let's do a couple more. I could say, let's take a look at these right here. Oops, I keep hitting the wrong arrow. Here we go. Okay, let's take a look at this one right here. Se despierta. First he wakes up, se despierta. Then he gets up, se levanta. Then se cepilla los dientes. Se ducha. Está en la ducha, se ducha. Se pone la ropa, because I know some of you guys say pone en to put on. That's not what we say. We say se pone la ropa, come el desayuno con los padres, y se despide a la madre. He says goodbye to, they say goodbye to each other again. Okay, so hopefully that helps, and you guys can work on that a little bit. Let's take a look at a few more examples. Now this example I found on the internet, and I thought the pictures were pretty good, but it looks like whomever put this up made some errors. So let's see if you guys can find the errors. Can you find them? Alright, here's one right here. This should be me pongo la ropa. This should be me pongo la ropa. And here he's saying me levanto in the yo form y voy a la escuela, because we're keeping it in the yo form. Y voy a la escuela. So he's going through his morning routine, and that's kind of what I'm going to have you guys do as well with all of this. So primero, me despierto. I wake up, those bloodshot eyes. Me ducho. I shower. Me seco. Secarse. I dry myself off. Me peino. Comb my hair. Me pongo la ropa. me desayuno, I have breakfast. This is an idiomatic one. You don't have breakfast yourself. You're not getting, you know what I mean. Just me desayuno. Me lavo los dientes. Brush my teeth. I get up, me levanto, y voy a la escuela. Okay? So that's it for the reflexive verbs. One last thing to show you guys is that with the say self ones, I just want to let you know, you're only going to use it when you do the action to oneself. So if someone were waking you up, for example, if mom came in and woke you up, you wouldn't say me despierto, you'd say mi madre despierta a mí. Just to throw that in there. So that's it for the reflexive verbs. Hopefully that helps out, and I will see you in class.